So here I have a new project, and so I'll add a map to this project, and I can rename the map before I add any data, or after for that matter, by right-clicking on the name here in the catalog on the right-hand side, going down and renaming the map. So I'll go here and call this map Albers map, and hit return, and you can see it changes the name in the tab here in the top and in its description in the catalog. I'm going to go ahead and add some data to this. I'll add the Albers lower 48. If I hold the Shift or Command click and Two Cities Albers, it creates this map here of the Albers cities data and the Albers lower 48 state data. Now I can go ahead and measure on this using the measure tool we described last week, but I want to make sure I have the option set to the distance units. In this case, I'm going to put to miles, and the mode I'm going to make sure is planar. Now that's a Cartesian measurement mode. It measures in the coordinate system that I have displayed, in this case in Albers. So once that's set, then I can go here and measure the distance by clicking on Los Angeles and reaching over and clicking on New York City, and it will show me this distance of about 2,440 miles. So if I click here, that's the distance. Now I can go ahead and erase that. Now I'm going to add another map here. So I'll activate the Insert tab, add a new map. I'll change this map's name to Mercator. So I'm going to rename it as Mercator map. And then I'm going to add some Mercator data to this. So I have to switch to the Map tab, and I'm going to add the lower 48 Mercator state outline and the lower 48 Mercator cities. It says 2 cities, but there are 3, but that's okay. And I'm going to again then set my measurement options, make sure they're set to miles. It's a new map, so I have to reset them each time. I'm going to set the mode, make sure it's planar. That's stuck from the last time. And again, then I can measure from Los Angeles to San Francisco. And you see here, it's closer to 3,100 and some change miles. The distance varies depending upon the map projection, because the map projection is distorting things differently from one projection to another. In this case, the Mercator does a much poorer job of maintaining near accurate distances east to west. I could also change the units that display here, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this. If I want to, here on the bottom I have these coordinates. These are latitude, longitude, XY coordinates, and I might want to show the map coordinates, the locations of places. So I can go ahead and change that by right-clicking here on the map name, not the data name, but the map name. And down at the bottom I can look at the properties there, and then I can set the properties here in general. The map units I can set to meters, and the display units at the bottom that I can set to meters or miles or whatever I want. So I'll set OK, actually whatever I want within reason. And now you can see it's showing these units here. These are in meters, which are the Cartesian units used for this projection rather than latitude and longitude. So if I wanted to get the location of something like Minneapolis here, it will show the X and Y coordinates here as I move the cursor about. So Minneapolis or New York City, the X and Y coordinates, 2 different X and Y coordinates in meters, so I'm changing the units. Similar, if I go over to Albers, I can then, again, left-click to select the map rather than data, and then right-click on that and look at properties. And I can set the display units. Right now they're set for decimal degrees here, so it's giving me a longitude and a latitude. I can go to meters in this case and say OK, and it switches then the coordinates that it will give me as I move around there in the on the screen. The bottom it shows the meter coordinates, and these are different than the ones in the Mercator map projection. So Minneapolis here, this first number is about 10 million in the Mercator projection, and in the Albers projection, this first number is about 220,000. Again, the maps are distorted differently. The coordinates are different for the same location because the maps are in different projections, and I can query the XY coordinates here at the bottom by changing the units.